The three. That is true.
I get pulled over going to work. I get pulled over coming from work. I got pulled over in the stadium leaving the game. I'm still on property of the Buffalo Bills, and I got pulled over.
Being in college, I'd hit him dead in his damn head with the football.
New info is exploding online about that Texas A&M trooper shoving two black South Carolina players, and insiders are whispering that this might not have been some random slip-up at all. Now, big names like LeBron James, Marshawn Lynch, and Shannon Sharpe are calling out the whole situation, saying this trooper had no business carrying a gun and a badge in the first place. They're basically warning people to imagine what could have happened if this went down in some quiet spot late at night, and that thought alone is shaking a lot of folks. Luckily, those two men kept calm and stayed focused on their game instead of letting this chaos ruin their future, because their lives and their college careers were on the line in that moment. But that doesn't mean the rest of us should look away, because what's bubbling under this story feels a lot deeper than one messy interaction. So here's what went down. During the Texas A&M vs. South Carolina college football matchup on November 15th, Nick Harbor and Oscar Attaway were jogging back after scoring a touchdown when this trooper stepped in their path. The viral video shows him making contact, shoving Harbor, then pointing and yelling at him like he was trying to flex some kind of authority in front of the whole stadium. Right away, stadium security and Texas A&M police rushed over, and the trooper was taken off game day duties while the Texas Department of Public Safety opened an internal review. Texas Department of Public Safety later dropped a statement saying, "Our Office of Inspector General is aware of the incident and will be further looking into the matter. No additional information will be released at this time." But even with that official tone, people felt like they were already trying to sweep this under the rug. Meanwhile, the video spread everywhere, pulling in reactions from fans, players, and even celebrities. LeBron James jumped in early, calling out the moment with strong words, and he didn't hold back. LeBron wrote, "That was premeditated and corny AF. He went out of his way to start some ish. Do better, man." His reaction alone fired up the conversation even more. Marshawn Lynch also spoke up, saying he wasn't shocked at all after seeing the clip. He's been open for years about dealing with racial profiling, and he has even said racist cops were the reason he left the Buffalo Bills.
I get pulled over going to work. I get pulled over coming from work. I got pulled over in the stadium leaving the game. I'm still on property of the Buffalo Bills, and I got pulled over. They were still trying to figure out how I got dreadlocked. That's a f***ed up feeling. I go in here, rush for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, and look up and I see the billboard on the stadium, and behind I see them cherries and berries with 5-0 on me. Talking about turn off the car. So I give my agent like, "Hey, you got to make something happen for sure."
So you asked to be moved out of Buffalo?
Yeah, that's how serious it was.
Enjoying the video so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to Fame Drop so you're here for the next one. Meanwhile, Shannon Sharpe jumped in and showed major respect to those two college players for staying calm in a moment that could have blown up fast. He said their self-control was on another level, especially with the whole stadium watching. Shannon even admitted that if something like this had happened to him back in his own college days, he would have snapped on that trooper without thinking twice, because that kind of disrespect would have pushed him over the edge.
Being in college, I'd hit him dead in his damn head with the football. I'm just telling you, just knowing me in college, Ocho, because I'm not going to be as professional as I am in an NFL setting. I'd hit him dead in his damn face with that football.
Hit him dead in his face, and you see that uniform he wearing?
I don't give a damn about that uniform. He had that uniform on when he bumped into two 19-year-olds.
Okay, I see you.
Ocho, they try. If you go look at the one on the right, I think it was 27. He actually tries to move. He tried to inch out the way, and then you gonna bump at us and then turn around and point.
Listen,
don't worry about it.
I don't know what's wrong with the cop. Obviously, he's in the wrong. If anything, you could have got skinny and slid through them boys real quick. It
come on,
no
man.
problem.
And then Godfrey stepped in and didn't hold back at all. He said this whole thing looked straight up intentional, like the trooper walked over and bumped into those players on purpose, not by accident. Godfrey pointed out something a lot of people missed. The trooper wasn't even standing in the tunnel to begin with. He wasn't in the way, he wasn't part of the play, nothing. Instead, he strolled over after the touchdown like he was trying to start something with those guys, almost as if he showed up just to mess with them.
And then all of a sudden you see this state trooper walk in between them, like purposely bumping them. And they're like, yo, what the f? And he's like, you get out of here. Got real violent, like belligerent with them. I'm sitting here like, what the f just happened? I go, yo. And by the way, guys, there's a long version of this video. They're only showing the short version. I have the longer version of this video. He actually was standing at his post watching the touchdown happen. Yeah. And then he decided to navigate his way over so that he could put himself in position to bump these dudes like he was a high school bully from the 80s.
And Godfrey wasn't lying, because the way the media tried to twist this whole thing was wild. They tried to frame it like there was some kind of altercation between the trooper and the players, when there was no back and forth at all. It was the trooper who stepped in and tried to create drama, not the players. And the scary part is this: if he's acting like that toward black college athletes in front of thousands of people, what's he doing when nobody's around and there's no cameras catching him? That question alone has folks demanding that someone dig into this guy's history and check how he moves in cases the public never hears about. And here's where things get even messier. Some insiders are whispering that someone might have actually paid to get a player injured, like the whole thing could have been planned or encouraged. That's a serious accusation, but honestly, to me, the whole situation looks like another example of irregular systemic racism that keeps popping up in sports and policing. Black athletes, no matter how talented, respected, or well-known, still end up dealing with aggressive behavior from officers who treat them like they're a threat even when they're calm and walking away. And this isn't new at all. For years, across high school, college, and pro sports, people have documented how black players get checked harder, policed tougher, and penalized quicker than their white teammates, often with no real explanation. Even when black athletes reach superstar status, they still get hit with situations that shouldn't happen to anyone. Look at what happened to Sterling Brown back in 2018. He was a rookie with the Milwaukee Bucks, just trying to handle a simple parking situation that should have ended with maybe a ticket and a quick conversation. But instead, Milwaukee police treated him like he was some kind of threat and escalated the whole thing. They tasered him, arrested him, and ran the situation far past any reasonable limit, even though he was mostly cooperative. That moment shook a lot of people because it showed how fast things can go wrong for a black man, even a professional athlete, for something small. Illegal parking usually ends with a fine, not an 8-minute back and forth with a bunch of officers followed by a taser. That's the reality many people describe when they say driving while black, and it's exactly why that Sterling Brown video exploded online. The city ended up settling with him for $750,000, but money doesn't erase the experience or the message it sent. Brown himself has said that things like this happen every day in the black community, and seeing it happen to someone so visible makes it impossible to ignore.
Taser!
Then you've got Tyreek Hill's situation, which shook people all over again. In 2024, right before a game in Miami, police pulled him over, handcuffed him, and pinned him down in a way that felt way too aggressive for a basic traffic stop. Officers claimed Tyreek was being uncooperative, but the video showed one cop yanking him out of his McLaren and slamming him onto the pavement like he was trying to prove something. Even if Tyreek was annoyed or not responding how they wanted, it was obvious at least one officer was on a power trip trip, acting like he had something to prove instead of doing his job the right way. It only took one angry moment for that cop to escalate things into something completely unnecessary. And that's exactly the kind of behavior people are tired of seeing. And it's not just superstar athletes dealing with this mess. Younger athletes get dragged into these dangerous moments too. Back in 2020, college swimmer Jalen Butler from Eastern Illinois University went through something terrifying during a traffic stop. Officers pointed at his head and threatened to shoot, turning a simple stop into a life-or-death moment out of nowhere. Later, police claimed they mistook Jalen for a suspect, but people know how fast departments throw out excuses to protect each other when things get messy. The whole situation left folks wondering how many similar incidents never get recorded or talked about.
First, the police were saying that you were resisting, that you were being combative, but the video proves otherwise.
Exactly. Everybody thought I was combative, thought I was, being aggressive. But I get mad every time I watch it, because I was defenseless pretty much. This happens from coast to coast, it's something that's being shown more now that technology has advanced. And it's something that's been happening for years, and people's stories have not been told, people's stories have not been heard.
These situations aren't random at all. They follow a clear pattern where black men, from college athletes to pros, keep getting hit with policing that's way more aggressive than what others deal with. Those South Carolina players were literally in a tunnel surrounded by security, cameras, and stadium staff, and that trooper still acted wild in a space where everyone could see him. If that can happen in a controlled environment with witnesses everywhere, imagine what goes down in quiet places where nobody's watching and there's no evidence rolling. That thought alone shakes people because once the cameras are gone, the truth is a lot harder to prove. So now I want to hear what you think about all this. Do you see this as a trooper who just lost his cool for a second, or does it feel like something more deliberate and targeted? And do you believe black athletes get treated differently, even in public spaces where everything should be safe and transparent? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't miss the next video because this conversation is far from over.